All right, folks, it is 22 December 2023. We have sad news to report to all of you. You will not hear Weezer in the background today because Weezer has crossed Rainbow Bridge as of Monday. It was a very peaceful passing. Everything went good, but we are without our Bandit, so a little sad. So what game do we have today, Miss Katie?
We have Battle of Stalingrad.
And we've actually watched the movie, and I forget what handsome young man was in that movie. He was one of those guys who was kind of hot at the time in terms of stuff. But so, do we ever talk about Stalingrad much around the house?
Oh, gee, just a little.
And we had actually talked about going on a Volga River cruise.
No, we have not done that yet.
But we chose instead to go through the Ukraine first.
And we went up the Dnieper.
We went up the Dnieper, and now, of course, we can't do a Volga River cruise because
Ukraine is at war.
Right, the Ukraine and Rus are at war with each other. So, small little game here. We'll talk to you about it here in a moment. We probably should watch the Stalingrad movie again sometime near future because it has one of Miss Katie's favorite things in it at the beginning of the movie, and that's when the Stukas come down attacking the reinforcements on the Volga River. So, as always, folks, and of course, Miss Katie looks most festive. When I look festive, people tend to get, they tend to get scared. So,
Different.
but as always, we thank you. And Miss Katie's, instead of just saying bye-bye today, she's going to wish you season's greeting and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Hi, folks. Merry Christmas from the Smith household. The new kitten is doing very well. He's pretty much in general population most of the time. Bandit only got snarky with him once at the end, but it wouldn't matter if it was at the end with Bandit or not, because Bandit would have still got snarky with him because he's something new. So, first thing, new game. Front of the box, back of the box, small little game. It has, let's read the back. It has 48 counters, one 4-page rulebook, 20 game cards, an 11 by 17 map, and a die which I obviously have lost somewhere around here. It doesn't really matter if I've lost the die. Now, I have to share something with you. At first I was thinking, man, this map is screwed up to this game. Look at all the forest. This is to their manga game, which
I like the map.
Yeah,
it feels kind of neat.
And Miss Katie and I have been there. We've gone over Braddock's grave, but I was looking at this and going, and then went, oops. So the real map, the real map of the Stalingrad game, and they're kind of a linen map, and I like the feel. Miss Katie really likes the feel. Out here is Gumrock Airport, which today is Volgrad International. Not a problem, something that may stick in the, and you're going to put your tongue up there, is that there's not a scale really noted on the game. But, of course, being the historian that I am, and the guy who loves maps, and the guy who's always looking to try to make things work, is from the airport here to Stalingrad itself. But now, where's Stalingrad itself? Well, is it center mass? Is it near the Volga? Is approximately 15 to 20 miles. So it gives you some idea that probably each hex is probably close to a mile and a half. Okay, when does the game start? Well, I've looked at that and I can kind of weasel several different answers, but I'm not fully certain what the exact date is that they're looking at the land offensive. But as most of us know, once it passed the initial push in August, then it started grinding down. But there are some good things on the map, and this is where we got to put our glasses on so we can read it, because The print is good print, but without my glasses on, it's too small for me to read. Like here you've got Pavlov's house, which is near the Volga River. You've got then the Barricade Factory, the Red October Factory, and notice the same kinds of trees on the Monongahela map. So is my stuff falling off, miss?
It's a little askew.
It's a little askew, so why don't we just take it off? You've seen I've been fast though. There, I rang my bells.
Okay.
But, nice little linen map. The rules, 4 pages. The only thing I don't like about the rules, his, her. Oh, come on, you don't do that with your game writing. Steve's a historian. You know, please don't do that. Game cards, 20 game cards. Sounds pretty good to me in terms of play. I wonder how long it'll take for a kitten that I know, who's really not allowed in here because he's still in the not get up on the table and sleep and watch you play, but is in the chewing thing. But there are 2 cards, and I looked through all the cards I particularly liked. The Russians one I like because it looks like a BT7 to me. Not one step back. What he does with the cards, this is kind of your game engine. You got move, attack, and special notes. Special notes may or may not exist. Like here, move, 6 Russian units, attack, 5 Russian units, and special, all Russian units may be rallied at the start of a Russian playing turn, even if an enemy is under control. This is really what moves the game along. The German one, shell shortage, which they had a lot of at this point. Particularly going out there. Move, 4 German units, but attack, only 2 German units. No artillery or armor attacks this turn, but all German infantry attacks add 1 to their attacks this turn. So, alright. Counters. Small amount of counters. So, you know, front, back, tanks, infantry, artillery, self-gun, pioneers, Stukas, and the ever-dreaded NKVD folks. So, nice counters, thick counters. And of course, what do we always talk about? We talk about books. And I have to thank Steve for sending this to me. This was not a purchase. This was sent to me out of the graciousness of their heart and hoping they get a good and solid review. And they will, of course, get a good and solid review. Let's talk about books. We reviewed this for Armor Magazine. This is probably the best single work, I think, now past Craig's. Craig's is the more fun read, but Jonathan House, who we like, and Glance's Stalingrad, I think it's the best single version. Then there's the companion to Endgame of Stalingrad. This is a heavy tome. It's lots of things like Stalin talking to people, actual notes, actual chronology of Soviet decision making, like here. 27-29 September 1942, Stalin directives, the missions on the Stalingrad front assigned to subordinate armies in the night of 23-24 November, which of course is right before Operation Uranus. Then there is Frank Ellis's book, which we reviewed for Armor Magazine. Notice a trend here. We tend to review for Armor Magazine because what was I? Clank, 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 clank. The Stalingrad Cauldron Inside the Encirclement and Destruction of the Sixth Army. I tend to like Frank Ellis a great deal too. Another good book. Satana. How often do we talk about Robert Satana, right? We like Robert Satana. And this is Death of the Wehrmacht, the German campaigns of 42. It's probably the best snapshot. Snapshot of 1942 going from the highs to the lows of the German thing. And a book that I thought was going to be a piece of fluff, something interesting. And Armor Magazine said, you know, nobody else seems to really want this one. God in the Wind. Oh my God, for a
So small.
138, 145, 150 page book. Because many of these memoir books tend to not have either much detail, much factual backing, I was there. Instead, here's a company commander who had obviously a good focus and did have access to some of the overall staff books. So, we're looking forward to this game. It is next right now we are playing Bloody Mohawk in order to get to the Monongahela game. And after we do that, we will be on to Stalingrad. So, Merry Christmas, folks. Y'all have blessings from the Smith household, and we're about ready to be done. Thank you, folks.